Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for turning up on a sunny evening in August. Well, I'll just quickly introduce you to the panel members. Got Simon Dixon first, who is the founder of Bank to the Future, which some of you might have come across already, which is one of the main crowdfunding platforms. And we've got Stuart Hillston, who's the CEO of Constellation Capital, who again specialises in the startup space, anything digital tech related and med tech as well. Next along we've got Barry Flaherty, who's from Mediaventura, who are a boutique corporate finance advisory house for the digital sector really, but specialises in seed stage as well as bigger things as well in the digital space. And then finally we've got Ryan Janssen from Mate Capital, who VC fund focused on mobile opportunities. So hopefully there'll be a fair bit of different perspectives because people are coming from slightly different angles as well. So I'll start off with asking a nice general question to the panel. Sort of what are the top three things you look for in a startup when you're investing in them, or someone's looking to invest in a startup? If you each give me your, hopefully relatively easily off the top of your head, what are the main three things? Starting with Simon.
Okay, well, so when we're looking for someone to put on our platform in the crowdfunding space, we look for slightly different things than, for example, when I worked in investment banking. It would have been a different criteria that we're looking for. But in terms of crowdfunding, we don't actually filter so where it differs from venture capital and angel investing is we don't filter whether we think you've got a good business or good idea. We focus on whether you're investment ready or not. So we firstly perform a due diligence fraud type check. And then we want to focus on whether you've put together a good investment case. You thought through valuation correctly, you thought through business plan, you thought through financial models. And then the other most important thing is we're looking that you've put together a clear video pitch, which really shows your business in its best light. So those are the most important things that we're looking from the crowdfunding perspective. If you're asking me from a different personal perspective of what I've invested in, then I'm looking at people. I invest in people. You've got to have a good, interesting sector by default. But what I'm most interested in is you as a person. And are you going to put up with all the immense shit that business is going to throw at you over the next 5 to 10 years? Because there's going to be a lot of shit. And I want to see that you're 100% committed to do whatever it takes to turn that around. That's me.
And Stuart?
What he said. So what I look for is a globally scalable business with a perfect team which is horrendously undervalued. But if I can't find one of those, then truly scalable, a team that can execute. So they don't have to do everything, so long as they understand the things they can do and can do well and bring in the right people to do the other bits. So scalable, team, and then something for which they truly understand their market and their route to that market. So I think one of the things I have a concern about is brilliant ideas for which nobody's going to pay. So you see quite a lot of those. So
Facebook.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think that's ever going to catch on personally. So that's it. There's three.
That every single startup reaches sort of a crisis point when it's going through its evolution. And that's the point when it's almost out of money, its customers are taking way too long to start paying, team's not sure what's going to happen, product's way behind schedule, things are basically falling apart. And so far in my experience, that's been 100%. We divide the M8 portfolio to companies that have been through that and the companies that are going through that at some time in the future. That's the decision point for a startup, really. And the amazing thing about that is when the company either packs up or it really picks up its socks. And when it does that, it's leaner, stronger, smarter than ever before. And that's when the exact moment when the startup really starts to grow exponentially and take off. Again, 100%, very consistent. And I think when we say we're looking for a team, again, team, we're trying to find the guys that will pick up their socks and reach that exponentiating point versus the guys that are going to fold up shop.
What would you, in your opinion, be like the perfect top 3 slides that you'd like to see in a slide deck?
So top 3 points or slides that you really want to get across.
That really wow you.
Probably, God, there's not top 3, there's 10 in my opinion, they're all equally as important. If you fire an email to info@banktothefuture.com, I'll send you the slide deck that I've always used to raise finance for all of my businesses. And it covers the 10 points. Try and get them off the top of my head. A pitch, the problem, the solution, the team behind it, the competitors, the exit, the financials, not in the correct order. There is a correct order, it's just not coming to me right now. The marketing plan. What's the other VC?
Defensibility,
Yeah.
or quadrants are always nice.
Yeah, good projections, compare yourself against the market, things like that. I think the really important thing with this question is there is a number of essential things to include in a pitch deck. And we've listed a lot of them, things like proposition, this and that. I'd consider that to be an order qualifier. That'll get someone to look at it, but I think you need something to differentiate yourself to really be a winner and get the real attention of someone. And there's a number of different ways you can do that. I think the most effective way to do it is to make sure that you tell a story. And that's effective as a sales tool in general. I think it's especially true for an entrepreneur who really believes in their business, who's starting this business up, because it's often a really amazing story. And really start with your own personal motivation for why this, would go under the startup, and how you really experienced the problem firsthand, and why it's making you lose sleep at night, basically. And that really conveys, first it's much more interesting than just a standard set of 10 slides, but it's also really conveys your passion, which is a big important part of raising money.
Okay.
So I'm a mentor and board advisor at Wira, which is Telefonica's digital incubator. And 2 weeks ago, all 17 teams in the cohort stood up and did a 5-minute pitch to 200 investors. This wasn't a pitch for investment. This was, in 6 months' time, we're going to pitch to you for investment, but right now we're going to spend 5 minutes telling you what we're doing. So that answers one of the earlier questions as well. 17 teams pitched. 3 of them got rounds of applause halfway through a 5-minute pitch. All 3 of them included a demo of their product in the middle of the pitch. They stopped talking and they showed what it really could do. And each one of them actually got gasps. 200 people gasping, almost sucked the presenter off the stage. It was like, whoa, that was amazing. And they were mobbed at the end. And never forget that if you've got something you can demo, it doesn't have to be a complete product. You've got something that demo, people quickly latch onto what it is you're doing and why it's significant.
I think a really good one on that is your customer telling the story of why they love what you do is really powerful.
In a non-cheesy way,
Yeah.
please. Yeah. I would agree with both of those, absolutely. I've seen some slicks. The demo nails it, and what it does is it whets the appetite for further discussion. And that's really all you're doing, you're kicking it on to the next stage. If you can get them excited enough, then they start drilling into other aspects of the business, then that's a win. A massive win.